What are you doing up here? You can't be up here. Hello, hello, friends. Oh, let's see if I can get both of these things on my screen at the same time. There we go. There we go. Hi. Hi, JB. JB, that was my nickname when I was in middle school and high school. Just a little fun fact. There were lots of Jennifers born in the 70s, and my last name was Beatty or Beatty, however you want to pronounce it. And I had a nickname of JB because there were so many Jennifers and we all had to have a nickname. So there's a little fun fact about Jennifer. Hi, Karen and Evelyn, Parker. Oh, Juanita, that's so funny. It says JB Mechanical. That well, still a fun fact. Hi, Carol. Alanis, hello. All right, and another Carol. Lots of Carols tonight. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live with One Crafty Sister. I'm excited to share a fun project with you tonight, but I wanted to share a couple other things real quick before we get into crafting. I went away this weekend to one of my team members' very first weekend retreats. And it was so fun. First of all, it's always fun to be able to support one of your team members. So to be able to go to her retreat and cheer her on and be a part of that was really, really awesome. It was so much fun. It was in Louisiana. She lives in Lafayette, Louisiana. And so it was fun to travel there, although our flight got so delayed when we were leaving the other day that my friend and I decided to just rent a car and drive there. So we drove 10 hours to the location. And luckily, we did get home yesterday on our flight with a little couple delays. The cat has decided to come say hi. And so now I have a hair stuffed. Oh, it's my hair stuck to my glossy lips. Anyway, so it was so fun. It was in a retreat house. So I've always wanted to go to a retreat house and I've never done that. So it slept, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think 8 to 10. I can't remember now. Maybe just 8. And so there is a big room that has all your crafting tables set up the whole weekend, and there were kind of like group bedrooms and a big kitchen that we could eat and cook in all weekend long, and a living room and front porch and a back porch. So it was just really fun. We hung out, we crafted all weekend. My team member Nicole had awesome make and takes for us, so I thought I might show you a couple of the things that we made. So we made this fun fold. Is it upside down? Which way does it go? It goes this way, but my belly band is upside down. Travel woes. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think it goes this way. So we made this pretty fun fold card with, this is some of our beautiful new paper. This is called, I have it here. This is one of our new online exclusive papers and bundles. It's called Floral Charm. Really pretty. And I can get it back in. It also has some really pretty B-sides. So not just the fronts. Let's see, see if I can not make a mess. Some B-sides here, some watercolory wash type backgrounds, as well as the pretty florals. And so let me show you. So when you take your belly band off, and then it opens up like this and like that. So it was a fun fold birthday card with a belly band. We made this really cool money envelope for a birthday. So you can give money or gift cards and slide it down in there. Loved that. We made this adorable happy birthday banner, and we even made our own little tassels, which was fun. I hadn't made a tassel in a really long time. Let's see. So this is using our new banner dies, and this is the largest one, and I thought it was so adorable. So adorable. And then let's see. We made some bookmarks doing watercolor, which was super fun. She had little tassels for us to tie on them and all kind of ribbons and twine for us to match up with our favorite Stampin' Up! Colors, because you know everything coordinates. So that was fun. And so it was just kind of like a design your own adventure kind of thing. So this was kind of like this one was kind of like wet your whole thing, add watercolor around and just kind of make a pattern and then stamp on top. And this one I actually painted watercolor stripes on. So, and did kind of like some collage stamping. And we made a really fun shaker card. And oh, thank you, Karen. I loved yours too. It was so fun to spend the time with you in Louisiana. So we also made a fun shaker card, and I'm not going to show it to you yet because it was that shaker card that I was like, I want to recreate that on my Tuesday Night Live. So I'm going to recreate it for you in a whole different design. But I wanted to show you this one thing that was an add-on class, and I'm going to flip the camera down to show you because it was so awesome. I've been wanting to make a mini album. So this was one of her add-on classes, and we made, let's give you a little more room, made this little mini album. It is how big? It's 5 inches. It's a 5-inch square little album. And we made it all from scratch, like from the very, like we used chipboard and covered it with paper. I started sticking some of the little things from the retreat. So I haven't decorated it all. There's still lots of work to do on here. But at my retreat, I was inspired by one of my attendees, Chanda, who is a junk journaler. And she takes all the little pillow gifts and things from the retreat and she takes them apart and puts them together in a junk journal. So I'm kind of channeling my inner Chanda Panda here. So this was our little place name table marker. It was on a little, like a little tripod, and I cut it apart and put it in there. I made some flip outs on here and just stuck like DSP or pattern paper just to create a little place to hold things. And this was an origami cat that I totally could not figure out at all. So that's why it's in there just as a memory. And I'll secure some of these things as I go through. This was a little table treat that had candy on it. So I cut it apart and I think I'm going to adhere it onto that page. And then I made these pull outs. So I do plan to have some pictures from the weekend printed so that I can put them in there. Here's another flip up there. And another pull out. This was coupon from my winning raffle prize. I'll show you guys in a little bit what I won. I'm sorry, Karen, that I beat you out on that raffle. And I just made the tabs. I followed my friend Lynn's guidance, and she just took and folded a piece of the paper over and just used our paper snips to snip the ends, and it made the perfect little tab. My friend Karen Geckler taught me how to do this little kind of waterfall thing here. So I need to still do some more, but I thought this was just so cool. And then let's see. I have this piece here, pull out, that I'll put something on. And then this was a little table gift or pillow gift by one of the attendees, Mary Bohannon. And I cut, it was a little, it's actually made with the same banner punches or the banner dies as this. It's just a smaller one. And she took and layered them together. And this was like they were folded on the bottom and it made this cute little bag. I have ribbon from the bow somewhere. Must have dropped out in my bag. And then I made a pocket back here that you could stick things in. So I had a lot of fun making this. Evelyn, you want to make this now? Well, I think this is going to be one of my add-on classes for my retreat in September because I loved it so much and I thought everyone would love to learn how to make this, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So that is the adorable book that I made. Oh my goodness, Clover, really? So anyway, I wanted to show you those things that I came home with, beautiful projects that we designed at my friend's retreat. It's not often that I get to go to a friend's retreat. I think she's just going to sit there. Should we just let her sit there? It is my table. It's not your table, so it's okay if she sits there. All right, so let me show you the other card that we made that inspired my make and take tonight. So this was our other make and take we made, and look at this cool shaker card. Juanita, now you have to go. Yep. Fun things happen at Creative Escape. So this is the fun shaker card that we made. I loved it because being from Gainesville and being a Florida Gator, this pattern is kind of orange and blue, and we've got all the orange and blue colors here. So it's subtly Florida Gators, right? And it says, you made my day. It says, hey, you made my day. And I thought this was a really cool layout for a shaker card. And I hadn't made a shaker card in a long time. So I am going to make one for you tonight in one of my favorite non-traditional color combos. So we will set this aside. We'll just put it up there for now. And we are going to use Pretty in Pink. I will kick Clover off here in a minute. Pretty in Pink. We need a piece of window sheet, which we sell this in 12 by 12. So it comes in a pack like this, sealed up, and it has 2 sheets in it, and it's separated by tissue paper. And I cut this down to the same size as my patterned paper. And don't worry, I will be sending this out in email tonight. I'll send out the measurements and stuff. So you should get that later tonight. What was I going to say? Oh, so I'll have all the measurements and the supply list in there. This is the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. It's really pretty paper. I'll show you some of the patterns so you can see. I have like a half pack here. So it has this kind of buffalo check pattern, and it has 4 sheets of it in a pack. And then it has these cool stars on the back. It has this kind of viney watercolor striped pattern. And on the back are these beautiful flowers. And then it has these pieces, which are kind of just little dotty things, and has really cool watercolor pattern on the back. And it kind of looks like on linen. Remember that embossing folder we used to have that looked like that? I loved it. That's what this paper reminds me of. So I'm using that plaid or buffalo check. Candy, you said on your shaker cards, the shaker pieces stick along the edges. What's the secret to them not sticking? Sometimes they just stick, honestly. Like you can take your embossing buddy and try to do it. I think I'm just looking like these are not sticking bad. Are some of them sticking? I don't know. I mean, If you have skinnier things, they might get stuck up under the edge. I guess one thing you can do is make sure you press down really well so that your strips, your foam strips, are adhered really well. And use the foam adhesive strips instead of dimensionals because they're thicker and they give more space for your little shaker pieces. Okay, so I have those pieces. This is for the inside of my card. We are going to use the Jar of Joy. Now, if you haven't seen, I did link it below in the video description. I have the stamp along, the Christmas in July stamp along that will begin on July 21st, and you can order a make and take packet to do the 12 projects along with me. And we will be using the Jar of Joy and the Jar Punch, and then also the Jolly Holly bundle. Now I'm going to use a piece of the Jolly Holly bundle here tonight because I'm going to actually put this pretty embossing folder, the pattern, on this paper. So let's do that, and then we're also going to cut out a frame from the Gallery Blooms dies. So this is the frame we're going to cut out. So let's get the cut and emboss up out here so that we can do those real quick. All right, let's do the embossing first. So I have the specialty plate for this because this is a 3D embossing folder. And I'm going to just take and place my patterned paper inside and roll that through. So now we have this cool pattern. Can you see that? Cool pattern on this paper. You don't have to just emboss cardstock. You can emboss your patterned papers, your designer series papers. Now we are going to take and cut a piece of Pretty in Pink. We are going to cut out the Gallery, what's it called? The Gallery Blooms, this frame die. So it's going to cut out 3 pieces at the same time. And we're going to use 2 of them on my card. Okay. So we have this piece, and there are 2 frames that come out of here. And we are going to use the largest one. So you can see on this frame, it has like an embossed nice edge, and it even has miter lines in the corners. The smaller one has embossed edge around the inside, but does not have miter lines. And then we have this perfectly gorgeous rectangle that we are going to use on our card. Okay, so I think we are ready to start making our shaker card. So this we don't need. So we have our card base. Oh, I forgot to score it. Let's score this in the middle at 5.5. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add my patterned paper here on my card. Oh, this is what I won in the raffle this weekend. I won this glue press. So I put all of my I filled this jar up with my Tombow, my Stampin' Up glue, and I now can take and use the glue press with my Stampin' Up glue. So I have seen people with it and had my eye on it myself. And when I was at the expo last weekend, they were all sold out by the time I was able to walk around. So my friend had one in her raffle, so I put some tickets in there. So now I have this fun little glue gun, but I'm using my Stampin' Up! Glue in there. For sure I am. I emptied like 4 bottles of glue into it. Oh, now there's another cat here. Hi, Maple. Maple, you can't sit there. How am I supposed to craft if you're there, huh? Sweet girl. Sweet baby girl. Come here. I can't. Let's get you out of there. Okay. All right, sweet little girl. She is my baby girl. But I can't hold on to you right now. All right. So next we're going to kind of build our shaker window. So I'm going to take and add some adhesive. Oh, Karen, right out from under you. I know, we were fighting for it, weren't we? Maple does just want to help. Not very helpful sometimes. Okay, I am taking and very messily, making a mess with my adhesive here. Add adhesive around my frame. Do not get your finger stuck because then you might rip it like I just did. And then I'm going to take and place my window sheet on it. So I've got that in place with a little cat hair, but no one's going to see that because it's on the inside, right? Just make sure there's none on the outside. Jeez Louise. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive strips. So these are our foam adhesive strips. You get 40 strips in here. So each, you get 2 sheets and it has 40 pieces. Now I had a random set that I had cut down, so I'm going to use that and just take and I'm going to make a frame around the opening. Trim off the ends. I'm just going to use these little pieces to make this piece. You can even tear these. You don't even have to cut them if you don't want to. Okay. And then I'll just fill up the gaps. So now these I mentioned earlier is that these are thicker than dimensionals. So these will help you when you make shaker cards to give you room for your embellishments to shake around. Okay. So I'm going to take and go ahead and remove this. I'm not going to put it down yet, but I just want to get it ready. Take all the adhesive backing off and set it aside. And I have the loose shaker elements. Okay, we have several different loose shaker elements available. I was going to use the itty bitty Boca mix, but they are all gone. So if you have these would be perfect in one of your shaker cards. But because you can't buy them, I didn't want to use them, but these are still available. Loose shaker elements are available. We also have these cute loose frosted dots. These are really cute, and this would make a really cute birthday card. So if you have the other jar stamp that has the birthday cakes, the birthday candles and stuff, you could make a really cute birthday. The version of this card that I'm making with the jar, you can make as a birthday card using the other jar stamp. And we have the little tiny bee trinkets. And I think we have some other gold embellishments, which I did not have any of in my stash. So I'm just going to take and dump out some of these, you know, however much I decide I need. That looks like a good amount. And you always want to put your lid back on, because if these fall, they will go everywhere and you will think you have 5 million of them instead of just 500 or however many are there. So I have them in the center. Make sure there's nothing obvious sticking in here. And then I already took the adhesive backing off, and I'm just going to place this right over the DSP. Now you might notice that the little embellishments are popping up. There is static electricity on there, but look how cute. You just need some motion. And I can tell you, I did not press mine down enough because I see little stars underneath it. So having that pressed down really good is a good thing to do for your structure of your card. Okay. So there you go. That's the shaker portion of the card. So now we're going to do the kind of band. So you see there's a band here. So I am going to take this pink one. I am going to stamp the sentiment from the stamp set on here using some Lost Lagoon. So I'm going to use a sentiment that says, wishing you the sweetest Christmas, because this is a pretty sweet card. Where did my, oh, there we go. I have to make sure I stamp it on the right side. Okay, so we're going to stamp this on the right hand side. Okay, so there's that. Oh, I still need this out. That's the wrong one though. This is the right one. All right, so I have that stamped, and we have some other stamping to do. So first, we are going to punch out a jar just from white, our basic white cardstock. And I'm also going to punch out a lid. I don't need this one. I'm going to punch out a lid from Lost Lagoon. Okay, that's all I need that for. I don't need the punch. And we have a little bit of stamping to do on our jar. So I'm just going to pull out the stamps here from the stamp set. We're going to first stamp our little snowman. Look at this cute little snowman. This is going to be stamped using the Lost Lagoon again. So I'm just going to stamp that like so. If you love this, you need to get this stamp set and join along in my Christmas in July craft along. Packets will be shipped out on the 14th, so they should get to you before the 21st. Okay, I stamped the scarf, and the little line for the hat is on one stamp. And then I've got a light peach pie stamp and blend, and I'm just going to color in the little carrot nose. And then this needs some snow. So I'm going to actually give it some pink snow, because why not? You can do whatever kind of snow you want. And I also took some Wink of Stella, and I just dotted some additional snow so it would be sparkly. Because, again, why not? All right, so we need a little bit of adhesive on the top because we're going to place this lid on here. So I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. Okay, and let that dry just for a second. And we're going to take and add our sentiment banner, and we are going to support the right edge with a piece of the foam adhesive strip. So I've got some here. I need just about that much. And then I'm just going to put some seal on there. So I thought this was so cool how you use the piece that basically is not necessarily trash, but it's the inside of the rectangles. And I'm like, that's great, because you might use those dies and be like, well, what am I now I need to make something with that. So now you're able to do that, and then you just need to make something with the other pink frame. And you could even put it on the inside in some way, shape, or form if you wanted. We're going to take and put some of that snow on our inside. So just going to kind of stamp up in one corner and give some of those Wink of Stella dots. So you just have to do a little light tap with the Wink of Stella. Okay. Okay. Just filling in. So there's some snow there for the inside of the card. And if you wanted, you could give another snowman on the inside. I might take and just cut down this frame. I think I will. Let's do this and use it as a little border on the bottom of my card. Just gotta make sure I cut it straight, because that will drive me crazy. So now you have a cute little piece of that pink frame not going to waste. Add this to the inside of our card. Let's close up these inks so I don't put anything on it. Okay. And now that this is pretty much dry, we're going to add it with some dimensionals. Go right there. Super cute little snowman. And then we need a couple gems. So I pulled out the adhesive rainbow adhesive backed dots. because there is a Lost Lagoon here. So I'm going to take and get this out of the way and add those. Whoops, went the wrong way. Wow, doesn't always work right. I need to scoot this one in a little bit. There we go. All right. So there is my snowman shaker card, and you can see that fun detail in the back. Here is the inspiration card and my remake of it. What do you guys think of fun shaker cards? I think they're super fun to make. And as you can tell, it's not that hard. And I just love to rotate them around. So here's the one that I made this weekend at Nicole's retreat, using the pretty flowers. And then there is the one I made, a non-traditional Christmas card. So, and see how you can see that embossing back there with the holly berries? You might not think you could, but I was surprised at how much you could see. And you know, mine are sticking up here, you know. So, but look, I just tapped and it fell down. So, such a different color combo. Now, I wanted to show you, just let me turn the camera back down. I'm going to show you one other little hack. If you get, and now you have enough going on here that even if you had a fingerprint on here, you're not going to really see it. But there's something that you might have in your craft stash that if you're using window sheet and you get a fingerprint on it, or if you're using any foil cardstock and you get a fingerprint on it, if you have undo remover, okay, so this is an adhesive remover, and I love this stuff. I used to buy it in bulk before the pandemic, and then I haven't been able to since then, and the prices have gone up ridiculously. So I have about this much in here, but I refill. I get a bottle to refill it. And this stuff is an amazing adhesive remover. You can undo the layers of your card, and this works on any of the Stampin' Up! Adhesives. I can't tell you how it works with others. I know that there have been some people at my classes that use different glue, and this has not worked. But what you can do is take and put some of this liquid on a Q-tip, and you can take and rub it on your window sheet or any foil and get like little adhesive smudges or fingerprints off of it. So that's just a little tip. If you have this in your craft room stash, that works for getting those smudges and stuff off. So I wish that I could still find it wholesale, because I was able to get it and have it on hand for my customers, and it was much less expensive than what it is today to get it. But it is one of my favorite things in the craft room, for sure, for sure. All right, so if you love these products, you should check out the Christmas in July stamp along. So if you haven't read about it and want to just get a better understanding of what that is, I partnered with 5 of my favorite demonstrators, very talented demonstrators, some that are in the top 5 and top 20 of the company. I'm very honored to be a part of this group with them, designing these projects together. So we designed 12 adorable projects for you that feature the Jar of Joy and the jar stamp and the Jolly Holly bundle. So that embossing folder that I used is part of the Jolly Holly bundle. Okay. So we used that. So you do need to have your own inks and your own stamps and bundles for this. But what I'll send you, if you register, you have two different options. You can register for the full pack where you get all cardstock. The cardstock is not cut. You'll get full sheets of cardstock, but everything you need to make these cards and cut the pieces. You'll get any die cuts already cut that aren't part of the Holly Jolly bundle, or that you'll punch if we have something that you have to punch with the jar punch, you'll do that yourself. You'll get 2 different ribbons, a pack of embellishments, 2 different types of designer series paper, and you're going to get really awesome pillow gift in there as well. And then on the 21st, for 6 days in a row, I will have a video for you. I'm shooting to do each of them live every day. I'm trying to work my schedule out where I can do that. For those of you that know me, know that I work a full-time job during the day and do this at night. So being able to go live every night, 6 days in a row, there's got to be some planning involved and shifting of some other things and stuff in my schedule. So that's what I'm trying to do. And my plan would be to go live at 8 o'clock on each of those days and make those 2 cards, because that time works for me during the week, like my 8 o'clock Tuesday night live. So every day for 6 days, I'll come online and I'll make 2 projects. So one night I'll make my 2, one night I will make 2 from another person. And so each of their projects I'm going to make for you. You'll also get the tutorial ahead of time so that you can prep all your pieces and you can craft along with me if you want to. But if you can't craft along or those times don't work, that's okay, because I'm also going to be doing these videos live, and you will have the video on YouTube to continue to go back and watch and finish the projects on your own time. So it's going to be a really fun event. I haven't done anything like this before, so I hope you'll join along. So there is the craft along packet that you can order, or you can just order the tutorial as well. So the videos will be here live on my page here and on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch those no matter what, but the tutorial is available for $25 as well. So that event link is in the bottom, as well as this weekend's coffee and cards. So if you're local to me here in Gainesville, Florida, I do have coffee and cards this Saturday at 10 o'clock. We would love to have you be a part of that class and the fun that happens there. It includes some coffee, or if you want something else, there's other drinks in the studio. But we will make 6 cards and have just a nice morning with some music and camaraderie and helper Julie back there. Hi. And so we would love to have you join, and there's still time to join in for that class. You have until Wednesday to register. Towards the end of the month, I have the Just a Note class, which is available in person or shipped to you. So even if you're not local, you just need the adorable Just a Note bundle and inks, and you'll get all the paper, the pre-cut card bases and envelopes and die cuts, everything pre-done for you, except what's in the bundle, the Just a Note bundle. And it is so cute, the Just a Note bundle. Let me show you. Let me show you. Woo! This, let me flip down real quick. So this is the stamp set. Okay, so it has these cute lines. Great if you do scrapbooking for journaling or junk journaling. These little lines are perfect. And these are the dies. So check out this. Look, you can make the cutest little piece of notebook paper. Look at that. That's that stamped line. And then there is a binder clip. Look at that. That's the binder clip, 2 pieces. There's a library clip. This is a paper clip, like a heart paper clip. These are 2 paper clips, and they actually work. You can put them around your project. Some little like Post-it flags, tiny arrows, just super cute, super, super duper cute. And really reasonably priced. Like, I can't remember what it is, but it's really reasonably priced. I want to say it's $30-something. Don't hold me to it. You can check it in my online store. But you'll need that. And it is just a really cute, it's going to be a cute class. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for coming and checking out this fun shaker card. This was the inspiration that we made this weekend at my friend Nicole, my friend and team member Nicole's retreat. It was so much fun. If you've never been to an in-person retreat or a virtual retreat, I encourage you to do it. Lots of fun crafting with others. So thank you guys so much. If you have not joined my email list, there is a link in the video description for you to join the email list so you can get the measurements and supplies for tonight's and every Tuesday night's projects. And if you haven't liked or followed my page, One Crafty Sister, I encourage you to do that and share with your friends. Thank you guys so much. Have a great night. Until next time. Bye.